After 40 years as a game master, I know a secret to theatre of the mind, and it's not what you think. You start to describe the barroom at the inn, the layout, the furniture, the innkeeper, the patrons, the soldier who comes crashing past, the drink he's waving at the players, but their eyes glazed over a paragraph ago, and the sense of urgency is going to be hard to get back. Descriptions can't be bad for immersion, can they? How do we get everyone on the same page without them? I want you to close your eyes, listen to the next 2 sentences, and open them again. You walk into the inn and go to the bar. The innkeeper puts down the cloth she was wiping the bar with and asks you what you're drinking. Open your eyes. Did you see it? For almost every role player, that alone will draw a picture from them. A combination of memory and imagination. But was there a split second of correction when I used the word she? But what size is the room? How many people are in it? How tall is the ceiling? How many windows? What sort of decor? Why do you care? You shouldn't, because most of the times your players won't. It doesn't matter how good they are at visualizing. If you say the tap room at the inn, they understand the concept well enough, and they only really need to know how what you're presenting differs from their default assumptions. Each of your players will have a different mental image. If I say behind the circus tent there's 2 spaceships, one larger and one smaller, no one's going to ask me what colours they are, or how old or new they are, or what the design of them is, or what colour the tent is. They've already got those details. Every time you interrupt the player's imaginations to make their details match yours, their brains accept it, but as a correction. You're at the inn. Wait, the ceiling is low. Wait, the windows have curtains. Wait, they're red curtains. Wait, the glass in the windows is smeared and dirty. Wait, there's someone sat at the bar directly in front of you. It's a soldier. Wait, he's drunk. Wait, it's not relevant. Wait, there's a smell of beer. Some of you were not picturing windows, let alone curtains. If the GM mentions a detail that now occupies a mental space in their models of the room, it's flagged as relevant. I know why you're doing this. You are correcting their mind's eye because you want them to see what you see. But they don't need to, unless it's actually an important detail. To get out of this habit, think about the sorts of descriptions you're likely to give people and do 2 things. First, tell yourself firmly, they can imagine it their way, and if that's not the same as yours, that's mostly fine. If we have between us 5 different pictures, it doesn't matter. Secondly, if you're saying, and there's tall back chairs, and there's 6 tables, and there's a cat, and detail, think about swapping and for but. If it makes no sense to say, there's a bar in front of you, but it has 3 stools, then maybe the number of stools isn't important. If someone says, are there stools? I'll pull up a stool and sit down, then agree with them. It's in their picture. If you really want to set the scene, maybe it's the start of the session and you want to make sure everyone knows it's night time and raining and the inn is full of carousing soldiers from the local garrison, then sure, write a longer description ahead of time. But having been a game master and a player for more than 40 years, I found a good way to do this that doesn't feel like a series of jarring micro corrections. Rather than correct their imaginations, front load them. The sunset's orange glow doesn't make it far past the dust-choked red curtains. The air is full of the smell of spilled beer and the sound of rowdy drinking songs as you weave through the boisterous soldiers, filling the taproom of the village inn. This draws the mind's eye in like a fancy camera shot, giving the players things that build up before their imagination boxes them into a context. There's a reason why adjectives go before nouns, in English at least. Because of that, you already know to say, a huge old leather-bound spellbook, instead of, it's a book, but it's leather-bound and huge, but it's full of spells, but it's old. Give it a try. Let me know how it went in the comments downstairs. I don't do a lot of waxing lyrical, but I do like to mention some things to set up the picture. Sounds and smells are particularly good because most people don't paint those in themselves. And a lot of NPCs can easily be just crowd. The man coming out of the shop gives you a nervous glance and rushes away. Done. If the players do ask what he looks like, I can prompt them by saying, what parts of a person's appearance does your character always notice? And then provide the requested hair colour, age, or shoe size they seem interested in. I have a whole playlist on my channel page dedicated to how you can have more fun with less prep. Do check it out, or send a link to your poor world-weary game master. And if you give this video a like, it'll help the algorithm show it to people it thinks are just like you. But if you're thinking, no, Marcus, everyone says I have to write lots of detailed NPCs before the campaign can even start, with haircuts and motives and shoe sizes, then I really think you should watch this video next.